is the Joker, and what are his characteristics? The Joker is an evil entity known as Beelzebub or Satan. Its behavior is narcissism, since he craves attention by any means necessary, and psychopathy, since he demonstrates no empathy for his victims. He is known in demonology as one of the seven deadly demons or seven princes of hell. The Joker is referred to as the wild card. The Joker's job is to stir things up. His real ambition seems to lie not in creating a beautiful socialist society, but a simple destruction and chaos. The Joker delights in evil. His humor is based on laughing at people's pain, suffering, and destruction. So why did Heath take the role of being the Joker? He was chosen. Nolan, the director of The Dark Knight, found Ledger to be fearless, just what the character wanted, and Ledger wanted to justify the role and make an original version of the Joker. After accepting the role, Heath had to get into character. To truly become the Joker, he chose to isolate himself from the rest of the world for months at a time, locking himself in his apartment or a hotel room to iron out the finer details of the character. He maintained a diary contained with playing cards, comic panels, and various quotes from The Dark Knight, centered on the Joker. It also contained many extra images and writings that gives fans a glimpse into Ledger's mind as he goes deeper down the rabbit hole. Ledger says, and I quote, "I locked myself away, formed a little diary, and experienced with voices. It was important to try to find a somewhat iconic voice and laugh." He said, "It's a combination of reading all the comic books that I can find that were relevant to the script, and then just closing my eyes and meditating on it. There are several ways to meditate. Meditating on the Word of God is the right way to meditate. Then we have this new age way of meditation, the opposite of meditating on the Holy Scriptures. Meditating the new age way is traditional occult practices. Torah reading, astrology, yoga, meditation techniques were integrated into the movement as tools to assist personal transformation. Before Ledger took on the role as the Joker, he was battling with insomnia. But during the making of The Dark Knight, his sleep patterns got worse. The kind of physical and mental exhaustion he went through for the role took a massive toll on his body. Ledger tested his physical limits. Being dedicated to the role, he spent hours reading the Joker's mental health problems to become the mass-murdering, psychopathic, schizophrenia clown with zero empathy. He even encouraged Christian Bale to physically assault him to look more like the character. Pulling off such a chilling performance doesn't come easy. Acting changes the actor or actress' brain. When pretending or becoming somebody else or an entity, the actor is devoting himself to the person or entity. Acting is not pretending. Acting is becoming. You become the entity or the person. This is why actors get lost in the role they play. Becoming the character, being devoted to the character, may result in sleep deprivation, anger, depression, and anxiety. One of the greatest acting performances was that of the late actor Heath Ledger and his interpretation of the Joker. The classic Joker characteristics were present, and he completely nailed it. Each mannerism, right down to the iconic laugh. He didn't do that on his own. Typecasting is the process by which a particular actor becomes strongly identified with a specific character, one or more particular roles, or characters having the same traits. He lost his identity, and therefore the role he played out in his life. Through his New Age meditating, the demon entity gained full possession over his body. Understand that certain roles or performances may make a person more accessible to demons. Satan's name in Greek means accuser or adversary. The Joker's name calls to mind a person who makes jokes that are at the expense of other people, jokes that confuse and hurt other people. During the making of the film, Ledger shared that he only slept on an average of 2 hours a night. He said he couldn't stop thinking, he was exhausted, and his mind was still going. Ledger took sleeping pills, but a good night's sleep eluded him, particularly since playing the Joker in The Dark Knight. After filming The Dark Knight, Ledger became so physically and emotionally drained, he began mixing pills. This role, the Joker, had Ledger feeling as if he was the Joker. The characteristics of the Joker was applied to his real life. Ledger later realized that the pills that he was taking wasn't helping. They weren't helping him sleep. They weren't helping him at all. But he couldn't stop taking them. He was trying to suppress the entity he conjured up to play the role. But no matter how many pills he mixed together, he couldn't fight the devil inside. Despite the warnings from friends and family about mixing sleeping pills with prescription medications, Ledger was found dead on January 22nd, 2008, in his apartment. There were actors before him and actors after his unfortunate demise who tried to bring to life the character of the clown prince of crime, and nobody could touch the kind of work Ledger did. Be careful of the role you choose to play. It just might become your life.